people to reach here at 6:30, because we have a play of Maghrib time which we can utilize. Truly speaking, as long as the time of Isha does not begin, the Maghrib time does not end. This is the view of one of the orthodox, not only one, but I think more than one of the orthodox jurisprudence. Because this is the fundamental difference between the the Wahhabis, Ahl Hadith on the one hand, and some other sects on the other, and Hanafis and Shafi'is. I think it is the Shafi'is who insist on saying prayer immediately after the sunset. But whoever it is, I mean, this is not important. Two of the main fundamental groups of jurisprudence disagree on the time period of Maghrib, where it begins, they agree, but where it ends, they differ. Some think that Shafaq means, that is Duluk al-Shams, or Shafaq as it is described in traditions, the red part of the dusk. If that is true, then the red part disappears quickly, not very quickly, but within say 15 or 20 minutes of the sunsets. So those who believe in Shafaq to be the red part of the dusk, they say the prayer must be said immediately, and otherwise you will be late and behind time. The others say that Shafaq, in fact, is not only the red part, but the white thread, as it's said in the Holy Quran. And they have a point with which Ahmadis also agree fully. They say that the morning prayer time is mentioned in the Holy Quran, and it is said when the dark part is differentiated from the white part, that is the time of the prayer. So they say the Shafaq, according to Allah, is not the red part, but the light lingering light, white lingering light, is also a part of Shafaq. So as long as the dusk is not completely overwhelmed by the following darkness, and you have the white part visible, that is still the Maghrib time. And Ahmadis agree with that. And we have another supporting evidence that where two times of prayer, the times of two prayers meet, there you can say them with Jama. You can say them together. Where there is a no man's land in between, you can't bring them together. So this is why Zuhr and Asr can be said together, and Maghrib and Isha can be said together. That means there is no parting line in between. While Fajr cannot be said together with Zuhr, and Asr cannot be said together with Maghrib, because sunset is the parting line. So in between there are two groups, in fact. One between sunrise and sunset, and their time run into each other without a separation. So after the sunset, the time of Fajr, Maghrib, runs into Isha without separation. It is a very thin separating line. This is why they can be said together. So keeping this in view, because this is a declared official view of Jamaat Ahmadiyya, we can, although we also say that it is preferable to say prayer in the early part. This is common with every Muslim. No difference on this. Every Muslim jurisprudence school, disagreeing in details, also admit and agree on this, that although there is a time lapse yet and difference of opinion, yet it is always better to say the prayer as early as you can possibly, except for some situations where Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has himself directed that prayers should be delayed. For instance, during the summer heat, according to Huzur Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's instruction, Asr was delayed until the day became cooler. So that was again a principle of the common facility. So Muslim scholars have drawn this principle from this saying and some others, that Islam wants the facility to be created for the common man, not difficulty. It is a religion of practical values and ease and comfort, not imposing unnecessary hardships. So in prayers too, this is looked after, permission for joining two prayers, permission for halving the number of rakats, permission for tayammum. All this is governed by that principle of facility. So I am explaining all this not to justify what I am going to recite, but just to tell you, inform you, because I know I could just decide the time and you would be satisfied, of course, but by way of teaching, because there are people here who belong to the new generation who don't know these things in detail, so it's a good opportunity for me to teach them as to the principles of Muslim jurisprudence. So in view of that, we can say the Maghrib prayer till its belated time, which would be about an hour from the sunset. Until then, we could still postpone it and be within the time of Maghrib. But to be on the safe side, I should call it the maximum limit to be 45 minutes, because we are not used to delay the Maghrib very far. But I think 45 minutes should be acceptable. It is just situated beyond the halfway line. So that we have reached already. There is absolutely no room for further delay. So the point is, shall we bring it by 15 minutes gaps or half an hour gaps? Now this will be decided by the common facility. This is why I explained. If people here in London who want to come, and who do come generally as they can afford, cannot reach the Maghrib prayer, if we put it, say, to 15 minutes past 6, then I should prefer to delay it as far as possible. Or half past 6, even if that is very difficult, I should try to be late reaching at that time. So this is why I am asking your advice now. Anybody who wants to say a word, please.
There is one other thing.
Yes.
So the tradition of Holy Prophet is that Maghrib prayer, the timing is very short, because it's after the sunset.
You came late, unfortunately,
Oh, I see.
for the Maghrib prayer as well as for my answers, which I have already delivered. I told the differing views of the fundamental schools of jurisprudence. And out of the 4 very important ones, 2 of the top ones differ on this issue. And one of them, I told them, I don't remember whether it was Shafis or Hanafis, but one of them believe that Maghrib time is extended to the white of the dusk, not to the red of the dusk. If it is the red of the dusk, then it is shorter. If it is the white of the dusk, then it is extended beyond 45 minutes. So although both agree that it should be said earlier the better, but it's not an imperative. It is just advice, like mustahab, things are better if you do at such and such time. But as far as the law is concerned, you are permitted to extend your Maghrib prayer beyond the red into the white of the dusk.
Does Imam Hanbal say anything about it, sir?
I don't remember exactly. If had I remembered, I should have mentioned. But these are the fundamental Muslim jurisprudence I'm talking about, and they are divided on this issue. And as far as the Ahmadis are concerned, we agree with the second view, that is, the white should be considered as the dictating point for prayer timings which are related to dusk. Because in the morning Allah has made